For the Bookworms, it's Katie. Today, let's talk about The Lost Plot by Genevieve Cogman, which is the 4th book in the Invisible Library series, which is one of my candy series. One of my series that I read just for fun. It's like a snack, you know? So in this book, we learn that there are 2 dragons competing for a spot in the court of the Queen of the Southern Lands, and their task is to find a specific book. One of the dragons approaches Irene and suggests that Irene might want to help her get that book and thus get the high position in the court. Irene obviously rejects this offer because the library is neutral. The library doesn't meddle in dragon politics because that would endanger all librarians. When Irene learns that one librarian has actually been helping one of the contestants, someone has to go investigate whether that is true or not, because it puts the library in a very tight spot. So Irene goes on this very secret mission into this world that resembles America in the 20s and tries to find this librarian. To the plot, it is a lot more focused than the plot of the 3rd book, which I had a little bit of a problem with. However, the plot starts out strong with a very strong focus and it gets a little bit muddled in the end. It's very action-packed. It's fast-paced with twists and turns just around every corner. It really is an action-adventure above all else. Some of the plot elements I thought, wouldn't there be a little bit more of a spy way to do things and maybe, you know, sacrifice the action a little bit? And that bleeds into the next point of mine, which is the characters. I thought that Irene sometimes made decisions that go against her character or go against her characterization as a spy in the service of the library. However, I'm very happy that she thinks about grammar and language again, which was completely neglected in the last book. Sometimes, as I just said, she makes out-of-character decisions, such as, you know, sending Kai off without thinking out the plan properly. She is generally not thinking things through and throwing herself headfirst into adventure. As to Kai, I'm sorry to say that there's not a lot there. He's the stereotypical handsome supernatural being, but at least his arrogant "I'm a dragon prince and humans are just our playthings" kind of attitude is consistent. Unfortunately, I really have to say that both main characters make out-of-character decisions, which kind of undercuts the authenticity. Also, we don't really see Kai and Irene interact or work together that much. They don't share a lot of scenes, and the scenes they do share, I don't feel that they do have enough chemistry to justify the romance, which is there. As to the world building, it's done mostly through infodumps, mostly by Kai. I'm very glad that we learn more about the dragon politics, and as always we get glimpses of the inner workings of the library, but the often hinted intrigue is nowhere to be seen. It's still just hints, but nothing comes of it, and I just feel like, okay, we really need to get this intrigue going, because just hinting at it, it's not doing anything for me any longer. Also, I'm sad to report that the language is still a deus ex machina without any limitations. In the 1st book there were limitations. Irene couldn't use the language when she was chaos contaminated, she couldn't use the language when she was too exhausted, so I guess we just neglect that now. I don't know. To the writing, it was significantly better than the 3rd book. Less repetitions, but still a little bit of this stating the blatantly obvious. Some sentences made no sense or had an unfortunate construction, which is fine. I mean, those are things that I notice because I'm specifically looking for them. There are still the cliffhanger chapter endings, which gets a bit annoying, but overall I would say the writing was okay. As to my personal thoughts and opinions, even though what I just said objectively, like quality-wise, didn't paint too great a picture maybe, but I really enjoyed it. It is very action-packed, it is fun. Like I said, it's this candy book, it's a snack. It's a book that I have a good time with, that makes me chuckle, that is action-packed and has an overall interesting world and overall interesting characters. I didn't like the romance. what a shock. I mean, I didn't like the romance in the other books either, so I think the problem for me is that we don't ever really see Irene and Kai work together apart from the first book. I mean, the second book he is kidnapped, in the third book she just leaves him because he can't go to the chaos infested worlds, and now in the fourth book she also just, you know, throws herself headfirst into danger, and he's just like, alright, I guess I'm doing the mission now. So because they're never really working together, for me at least, I can't really see how they could develop a relationship, although Irene tells us that obviously they work together and things have happened, but I would really like to see those things that happened between them instead of getting them told. Also, I wish that Kai had more of a character development, because this handsome, obsessive, supernatural lover thing doesn't really do it anymore for me. But there was one specific element that I liked in this book, and that is, without getting into spoilers, Irene is forced to work without the language, and I really liked Irene's detective work. So there are positive and negative things about this. Overall, I would definitely say if you enjoy the other books in the series, then you would probably enjoy this as well. Quality-wise, I think the first book was the best, but I still had a lot of fun with the series, and I will definitely continue on with the series because it's fun. And sometimes you just need something like that to read without having to think too much about it. So there's that. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Well, Bookworms, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're reading something magical and wonderful, and have a beautiful day. We've just had the most wonderful weather here in Germany for the past few days, and I hope you're having good weather too. And if you do, go take a walk and get some fresh air. Yes, so that was your daily PSA health announcement. I will say goodbye now. Goodbye.